Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Absolutely. Always ready to explore some fascinating films.
Today, we're taking a look at A Different Man. It's a film that's been getting a lot of attention, and, well, it's a pretty unique premise. It's about this guy, Edward, who has a traumatic accident and needs facial reconstruction surgery.
Oh, wow. Sounds intense already.
It is. And get this, after the surgery, he becomes obsessed with the actor who's portraying him in a play based on Edward's own life.
Whoa, that's meta. Like layers upon layers of identity exploration going on there.
Exactly. It really makes you think about how we see ourselves versus how others perceive us. But what's really grabbing people's attention is how the film uses those ideas to explore the whole Gothic tradition in film,
You know, when you say Gothic, most people probably think of spooky castles and vampires.
right? Or Frankenstein, which, now that I think about it, has some interesting parallels with this film.
Definitely. But the Gothic tradition in film is so much more than just jump scares and creepy settings. It's about delving into those darker aspects of human nature. You know, things like isolation, obsession, that constant struggle between who we are on the inside and how we present ourselves to the world.
So how does A Different Man tap into all of that?
Well, Edward's journey is a prime example. Imagine going through something as traumatic as a disfiguring accident and then having your entire face reconstructed. That's bound to mess with your sense of self, right?
Absolutely. It's like your own reflection suddenly becomes unfamiliar.
Exactly. And then on top of that, he becomes fixated on this actor, his doppelgänger, who's essentially embodying him on stage. It plays into that classic Gothic theme of the double, which has always been a way to explore those unsettling questions about identity.
Yeah, doppelgangers always give me the creeps. It's something so unnerving about seeing someone who looks exactly like you. It's like encountering a ghost of yourself or something.
It's that feeling of the uncanny, right? Like something's familiar, but also deeply unsettling. And that's what makes it such a powerful tool in Gothic storytelling. It makes us question how much of our identity is really tied to our physical appearance. What happens when that appearance changes drastically?
That's a huge question this film seems to be grappling with. And it goes beyond just Edward's obsession with the actor. The film also uses some really striking visual techniques to create a sense of unease.
Oh, absolutely. The director uses a lot of muted tones, shadows, dimly lit settings. All those elements are classic Gothic film techniques. They create this atmosphere of obscurity, almost like you're constantly on edge, never quite sure what's real and what's not. And I think that mirrors what's going on inside Edward's head.
It sounds like this film goes beyond just exploring the Gothic tradition. It also taps into some very real anxieties about identity in our modern world.
Right. Think about it. We live in a culture obsessed with image, with presenting a perfect version of ourselves online, in our careers, even in our personal lives.
Social media definitely plays a huge role in that. We're constantly bombarded with these curated images of perfection.
And that can make it even harder to reconcile who we are on the inside with the image we feel pressured to project outward. So in a way, Edward's story becomes this extreme, almost exaggerated version of something we all grapple with to some extent.
It's like the film is holding up a mirror and asking, how many masks are we wearing? And at what point do those masks become more real than who we are underneath?
That's a powerful question. And the film doesn't offer any easy answers. It really makes you think about the fragility of identity, how easily it can be fractured or distorted.
A Different Man definitely sounds like a film that provokes some serious introspection. So, for our listeners who are now adding this to their watch list, what's one key takeaway they should keep in mind going into it?
As you watch Edward's story unfold, ask yourself, what makes you feel like you? Is it your physical appearance, your experiences, your relationships, and what happens if those things are taken away or radically altered? This theme really forces you to confront those questions.
A real deep dive into the complexities of identity and the power of the Gothic in film. Thanks for breaking it all down.
It's been a pleasure, always fascinating to explore these thought-provoking films.
And to all our listeners, until next time, keep those minds curious and keep questioning everything.